Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Grandon Group presents The LOCKBOX. Brought to you by the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. And so, for those of you, we talked about it last week, formerly Arizona Real Estate Showcase. We combined our show, The LOCKBOX, and Arizona Real Estate Showcase into a video one, so everybody gets to see us. Also, our incredible sponsor, Brandon Hendrick's team at VIP Mortgage, and we have his awesome wife, Stephanie, here today. Hey, what's up, Steph?
Excited to be here.
It is exciting that you're here. You know, I think people are going to love you way more than Brandon.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of agree.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Hey, also, I'm going to brag for you a little bit, too. You were an accomplished author.
Well, thank you.
Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, I did. Published my first book last year.
It's called Meant for More?
Meant for More. Yep. It's all about turning passion into purpose and designing the life you were made for. So it's personal development.
So this works out great, especially being in the mortgage business, because you helped start Brandon's incredible team.
Absolutely. Yeah, we spent over a decade building the team that it is now up to the volume that it's at. And then I was able to transition out and replace myself. I decided to pursue what I really wanted, which was writing the book and then taking that nationally and speaking to different corporations and associations.
So how does that tie into the mortgages as far as helping you? Because you guys have helped us along with thousands of other realtors get stuff done.
Right. I mean, I would say the way that it ties in, if that's what we're kind of looking for, is my speaking is specifically right now, my niche is the financial industry. So looking at real estate associations, mortgage associations, and then financial planning, because I can bring all of that background, really resonate with that audience. But I focus primarily on sales psychology as well as leadership for your C-level executives.
No, that's great, especially right now in the time we're in where you put a house on the market and it probably sells for like $1,000, $15 million over asking price, right? so how can you help a new agent?
Really, you want to teach them. I understand that right now, like what you're saying, you list something and it's gone 20 minutes later. At least that's what it feels like right now in the real estate. Right. But that's not normal, right? We're going to return to business as it was before when inventory does go back up. And you're going to have to learn to sell. You're going to have to learn to resonate, whether it's with the agent on the other side or whether it's with the clients. And that all comes down to psychology. There's so much behind it to taking control of the conversation and really positioning your pitch or pivoting in a way that they're going to understand what it is that you have to offer beyond what the competitors do.
No, absolutely. So with all the new people coming into the market and even some of the old timers that are, professionals in this, there's room to grow. And that's kind of where you touch on that. I mean, there's things they miss. So, I mean, what are things they're missing these days?
Are you saying real estate agents, like them? Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah, real estate agents, mortgage people.
I think, and this could be for any industry, just to be frank, right? I think we're so used to this idea of a pitch and thinking that one pitch fits all. And that could not be more wrong. The way that you show up, and you probably know this firsthand, Jason, if you're meeting, let's say, with a husband and wife one evening, and then the next day you're meeting with a C-level executive, and the next day you're meeting with a blue-collar worker, right? You have all these different personalities, people with different experiences, different backgrounds. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but you are not showing up and having the same conversation with those three different people, right?
No,
you can't.
Absolutely.
You can't. There is a psychology behind the different ways that you phrase things, the different way that you approach people, even within your first sentence to a person. There's a psychology with whether you approach them with a question versus a statement. So that's the kind of stuff that it excites me. It's stuff that I've learned, I've tested for more than a decade, and now use that to bring to corporations and associations to really help sales staff and directors with kind of building these secret weapons, right, of how to actually connect, resonate, and sell.
Correct. And so your team has been doing great. I mean, you've helped a ton of people along the way get mortgages and stuff. What are you finding about pre-qualification these days, helping people that aren't necessarily ready to buy? Because you guys are notorious for putting somebody on a track saying, okay, you can't buy today, here's what you can do. So how are you using that psychology?
Right. Well, I don't know if psychology necessarily comes into play there, but it's just this principle that pre-qualification was important back then, so it's still important today. It'd be like if you don't pre-qualify, right, which for listeners, if they're not sure what that means, that's really just a conversation, can be done over the phone, right? 20, 30 minutes maybe, where you're just understanding, do I qualify? What are my assets, my income, my debts? What do those look like when I put those together? How much house can I afford? Right? It's just understanding that before you go out with your realtor so that you know what you're shopping for.
Absolutely.
Like you don't go buy a cart full of groceries and then show up and say, gosh, I don't know what's in my bank account, but I really hope this card swipes. It'd be the same concept, right? But beyond that, it's a service to the client and especially to the real estate partner in saying that, hey, you can go out with confidence. You know what you even want to qualify for. Just because somebody qualifies, let's just say for a $450,000 house, right? Does that mean that their lifestyle is such that they should be buying $450,000? Maybe they like to travel a ton and they love to entertain. So maybe their price point is $325,000.
Absolutely.
So pre-qualifying it's just as much as it is about qualifying. It's also about finding out what is a payment? How much house do I even want? What kind of payment do I want? What kind of programs are there? How much do I want to put down? Because you probably come across this all the time where people automatically assume from conversations maybe like with their parents, oh, I have to put down 20%, right? Like they don't understand. So it's an educational conversation.
No, you're absolutely right. And then I think you'll agree with this. Every area in Arizona has a different personality.
Oh, for sure, right?
And so today, we want to kind of, we're going to go up north since we've close to 100 degrees already.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go up north.
So we've got some communities up there like Talking Rock and American Ranch. And these are places that you can't even get into unless you've been pre-qualified. Now, I don't want to make this sound like a regular, real estate type show. Get pre-qualified, you do this and that. But so we're talking houses that are, $3, $4, $5 million. How do you handle your client on a pre-qual for that? Because a lot of them want a lot of confidentiality.
Sure.
And private.
Well, and a pre-qualification is confidential, right? I mean, we're talking about, your biggest, darkest secrets, right? I mean, your income or your credit or how much you have in assets. I mean, so it's always confidential regardless of a 200 or a 3 million. But to your point, yeah, I mean, there is psychology to that. You are going to approach the conversation probably differently. But at the end of the day, the guy that's buying 3 million versus 300,000 still needs to know what the payment is. He still needs to know where his money is being invested. And, that is a different conversation with a higher price point. You bring up a great point. You have different mentalities when you get to that price point where they don't necessarily want to tie up a lot of their liquid assets in the home. They would almost rather say, okay, can I get away with just doing 10% down? Can I do 20% down? Those are all just part of educating the client and allowing them to figure out what they want to do with their assets. How much do I have to truly put down?
So the bottom line for everyone listening out there is you need to be pre-qualified through VIP Mortgage, Brandon Hendricks fame, right?
Absolutely.
So let me ask you, not to change the subject, but
Yeah.
with summertime coming, because we are pushing 100 degrees already, where do you guys like to go for the summer?
Ooh, we are leaving in I think it's 2 weeks. We're going to Maui.
All right.
So we're going to do a week in Maui. And then probably, we love to just escape up north. Flagstaff is, I love, like my heart is in Flagstaff.
And Prescott and, all those areas up there, the Tri-City areas?
I think it's because it's green.
It is. It's green.
I love it.
20, 30, sometimes 40 degrees cooler. So, and like some of the pictures you guys will see on the screen, American Ranch is this community. It's like stepping into maybe Montana. You have a big giant house, and there's a lake right behind you. It's just awesome.
That's
you can
a dream.
walk around the corner, and they have equine stalls so you can ride.
Oh,
It's a
you can
blast.
ride. You can rent horses and.
You can board your horses there, so they're not on your property, but they're on the property.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool.
So it's really great. So now we have a really good special guest today, and so this guy, Peter Sample.
Hello.
So he is a true transplant. So he moved from LA to the beautiful city of CareFree, Arizona. You know where CareFree's at?
I do.
Isn't it great?
It is. It's beautiful up
So
there.
everyone
That's right.
thinks it's like part of North Scottsdale.
It's paradise.
Well, I mean, it's different, right?
Peter, is it different?
Yeah, it's a bit further north and it's higher in altitude. It's a bit cooler up there than it is
You have
here.
your own
At least
airport
in
there too,
temperature.
don't
Yeah,
you?
we have our own airport, just like Scottsdale. It's very nice.
So when you were in LA, I'm excited about what you did. I like bragging about it because it makes it look like I have cool friends. So what did you do while you lived in LA?
I'm a sound mixer for television shows.
What kind of shows?
I do a lot of nowadays sports stuff. I used to do entertainment stuff like American Idol.
Fun.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet all the fun people?
Yeah, a lot of fun people, a lot of famous people over the years.
So what prompted you to move out of LA into this incredible state of Arizona?
Well, it was really just kind of a lifestyle-based decision. After a while, it's like in Los Angeles, the traffic kind of wears on you, the expensive things. I got married, wanted to raise a family, wanted to buy a home, and I just didn't want to do that there. I didn't want to have a 1,200 square foot home that was $800,000 on no land. and I wanted to get back here where I moved there from. So I moved to California from Arizona.
So do you think it's a lot different
Then when I
than
left,
the lifestyle? I mean, so is your lifestyle
yeah.
totally different?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do consider Arizona to be basically paradise. I mean, I think it's my favorite state. You know, I'm fortunate enough to live in the state that I like the most.
And then you brought
Having
your
been
wife.
everywhere.
You brought your wife and daughter with you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we had our daughter here, but I did bring my wife with me. It was kind of a
And how does she love
important
it?
part of it. It took her a while to get used to it, but she loves it now.
Yeah, we love your wife too. We've met her
Yeah,
a few times.
she's wonderful.
Awesome.
My wife's wonderful.
And Steph, you would actually like his wife. So she is a pharmaceutical rep, right?
Yeah, she works for Amgen Biotech, and she's been doing that for about 14 years.
So one of the big things in Arizona that the other states all claim that their fame. Oh, we've got this and that. We have everything here in Arizona. We've got movies, television shows being filmed. Mm-hmm. We've
Absolutely,
got
yeah.
Pharmaceutical companies. So we literally have every possible thing you can think of except natural disasters, right?
Yeah, luckily there's no earthquakes, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's this state has everything that anyone could want in it, from lakes to skiing to a desert. I mean, a lot of people think it's just a desert and it's hot here, but there are varying climates in different parts of the state. There's something for everybody.
How'd you pick CareFree?
CareFree was kind of thrown out as a joke by some friends of ours who live in the city. We said, we don't really want to live in town, because coming from Los Angeles, we had had enough of that. And they said, why don't you go check out Cave Creek, which is next to CareFree? And so we did, and we thought, this is amazing. Well, actually, when we went to CareFree, or Cave Creek, when we got there, it was during Bike Week, which is an interesting time up there where there's for a week, there's a bunch of motorcycles. Thousands of people on motorcycles come and they visit the town. And so it was highly unusual when we pulled into town, and we thought, was it like Sturgis here? We thought it was a biker community, which it's not, but it is for about a week. And we thought this is perfect. And our friends were very dismayed about that. But we said, yeah, well, that's where we want to live.
Yeah, well, CareFree is awesome. So it's up here in North Scottsdale. So you've got Scottsdale, Cave Creek, CareFree, and it's a really affluent neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of second and third homes.
yeah, I get it's a lot of snowbirds, as they say. There's a lot of people that live there about half the year, and then so for half the year it's kind of a ghost town in terms of the actual like real residents who spend 12 months a year there.
So Steph, Peter loves CareFree so much. You were going to do something. Were you talking to him earlier about what he's going to do?
No.
CareFree?
What are you going to do in CareFree?
Oh, I'm going to run for mayor of CareFree.
Oh, I thought we were kidding.
That's what I'm going to do.
We're really
no.
running
No,
for
that's,
mayor.
yeah, that's
oh,
no
we're,
joke.
We're doing this.
It's actually no joke. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else wants to run for mayor, so I'm gonna go for it.
So why do you want to be the mayor of CareFree?
Well, what I'd like to do in CareFree is aesthetic and responsible development there, and I'd like to accurately represent the needs of the people that live there, which isn't what we have going on right now.
So you love CareFree so much that do you want to see it change? Do you want to see it grow, or do you want to see it stay the same?
I want CareFree to stay carefree, but there is opportunity for development there, but it just needs to be done in the right way.
And what about your family? Are they receptive to this?
Oh yeah. My wife supports me 100% in all that I do.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and isn't that great? Yeah, and my daughter's pretty cool too. She's 4 years old, so she loves her dad.
No, that's great. Steph, you live out in the northern part of the valley as well.
I do. I'm up in North Peoria.
So a few years ago, there was nothing out there. What are you, about 10 minutes to the lake?
Yeah, if that, really.
If that?
Yeah, it's probably 5 miles, I want to say, up the road from us. But yeah, it kind of has that, in a sense, it has that carefree vibe to it, that you're on the outskirts of the city, as you referred to earlier. But it is a very affluent area. It's new, it's beautiful, and you're so close to all the amenities that I think a lot of people move here for, right? And in having the lakes nearby, or being a quick drive up the freeway to the snow in that season.
Oh, an hour and a half, absolutely.
Right.
My mother lives in Vistancia.
Okay,
Which
yep.
I didn't even know was Peoria went up that far north. But
Most of us
yeah.
didn't know that until Vistancia kept growing and kept going.
And
They're
it's
like,
still growing.
we still have room to expand. And we're like, you've been saying this for 15 plus years now. It's unbelievable. But yeah, Vistancia is beautiful.
Yeah, it's very nice up there.
Very, very nice.
Well, so that poses a good question. People that are moving to Arizona, there's different personalities in every community, right? So we've got Peoria, which I would venture to say Peoria, while it's still very affluent, it's very family oriented.
Very family oriented. I would compare it most to Scottsdale, honestly.
And there's a ton of new restaurants up there.
Tons. There's tons of stuff coming over. A lot of bigger companies are finding that it can be supported very well by the demographic, and so they're starting to come.
Now, that's one thing that CareFree does not have. You do not have corporations in there, or your standard corporations.
Well, we do now. We have the Hilton Corporation now in the center of town, which is
that's the big hotel?
a large hotel that's being built right now. So we will be having that. And there's also a resort there called Savannah, which is kind of a larger outfit, but I don't know if you'd necessarily call it a major corporation, but it's a large facility.
So
and
it's still
expensive
kind of a sleepy
property.
town.
Yeah, it's actually a split kind of now between the demographics changing a little bit, but it's basically like young professionals and retirees. So it's an interesting mix.
Yeah, and my team, the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, we do quite a bit up there. And one thing that's weird about, well, I don't want to say it's weird, but it's different about CareFree is you have to go to the post office to get your mail.
Wait, you don't have a mailbox?
No.
What are you going to do as mayor? Are you going to give everyone a mailbox?
I would be open to giving the public the right to vote on such a proposal.
It actually
I like
works
that
great.
response. That was really good.
That was
He's
a good
ready.
response.
I think he's ready.
But I honestly don't know if the citizens of CareFree would enjoy such a thing. A lot of them enjoy going to the post office to pick up their mail.
Oh, there you go. I mean, if that's your outing, then great. I was just thinking busy mom, and I was like, how can we?
Some people are more into it than others.
Yeah, there you go. That's interesting, though. That's so interesting.
It is. CareFree is beautiful. They got some great restaurants, fun stuff to do. Airport's right there. You'll see these big celebrities fly their little plane in and
Park your PJ and
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah.
exactly. Well, Peter, it was great having you on the show and stuff.
Thanks for having me, Jason.
We're glad you're Arizona now. And as always,
me too.
Steph, great having the Brandon Hendricks VIP team. I'm glad you're here today and stuff. And I'm Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group. We will be seeing you guys at the next episode. Thanks for watching the Lockbox.